Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. The legend lives in the future. Dark secrets revealed.
At first, it's all about revenge.
Snot-nosed punk.
I took care of his old man, didn't I?
It takes place roughly 50 years in the future.
Very 21st century. It's very Gen X.
It features an old villain from the original Batman series.
Hello, Gotham. Joker's back in town.
Today we're getting a bat's eye view on the set of the new Batman Beyond Return of the Joker movie. We're beaming in on Gotham.
The main thing that gets me psyched up to do it is the fact that I get to say that I'm Batman, which is just the coolest thing in the world. I mean, you know, talk about helping you get dates. It's like, you know, I'm Batman.
Meet me at Rhino's. I'll be wearing that dress you like.
Whoa. So, Kurt, you are the director of Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Am I to understand that there are two Batmans now?
The main characters would be Terry McGinnis, it would be Bruce Wayne, of course, as his mentor, and the old Batman.
You get, you know, two Batmen for the price of one.
The title, Return of the Joker. How does the Joker come back?
This is the big one. This is the one where we answer all the questions.
I think the video will answer a lot of questions that the fans want to know what happened between the first Batman series and Batman Beyond.
You know, kids, a lot has changed while your old Uncle Joker's been away. New Gotham, new rules, even a new Batman.
I'm trying to be vague about it.
Kevin, as the voice of Bruce Wayne, you must know the latest Gotham gossip.
There is a huge plot point which is revealed.
Will, you're the new young Batman. What's going on in Gotham this time? Can you tell us anything at all?
You do learn a little bit about what happens to one of the Robins.
Showtime!
It's definitely gonna answer a bunch of questions.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the animation process?
People just assume that everything's all done with computers these days, and very little of it is actually, in the shows that we do, is actually done with computers.
Whereas we don't have a crew of, say, cameramen or lighting. We do work with artists, and basically it's all put down as a blueprint on the storyboard. The storyboard is the biggest part of where you can do what might be considered the traditional directing.
It's an incredibly interesting process, and one that I was completely unfamiliar with before I did this. I'd never done anything like this before.
The first stage is the writing of the scripts, which takes a long time. Once a script is done, it comes in, and we are the first people to get our hands on it.
I think the first thing that people think is that you actually watch the cartoon and you dub your voice in while you're watching the cartoon, which is what I thought coming in. And it's actually just the opposite. You come in and you dub your voice, and then they send the tape of your voice away, and then they animate around your voice.
And we do it like an old radio play.
It's funny. I know about all your other major enemies, but you never mention him. He was the biggest, wasn't he?
It wasn't a popularity contest. And then it comes back from the animators a good 5 months later, 6 months later. And it needs what's called ADR. It's a cleanup process where they sync the voice track to the visual. And there's always extra mouth flaps in there, or there's a fight that needs cleaning up.
How's that?
Hey, there's grunts here and screams there. And
Landing grunts.
that we dub, syncing visually.
Now I get a kicking ha. See, it says right here.
Follow your ha with an oof.
Ha! Oof! Now, get to the plot points.
Well, when we first meet Terry, you know that he definitely comes from a troubled past. He's was a kid who was in juvenile hall and all these kind of things, and his father gets killed. So he basically steals the Batsuit and goes out and starts to fight crime.
He's not quite the driven, obsessed, almost psychotic Avenger of Evil that Bruce Wayne is, because he's younger, for one thing.
Cool.
He's a little bit not happy-go-lucky, but he's got a little bit more of a sense of humor than Bruce Wayne does.
It's a school night, boys and girls. I'm gonna have to call your folks.
Since Bruce is too old to go out and be Batman anymore, Terry's the field agent. He's the one who actually runs out into the field and fights crime.
Sometimes I ask myself, is Batman just a suit, or is he the man inside?
Well, this suit is more of a was more designed as an aid to Bruce Wayne because he had become older. So it made him stronger, gave him the opportunity to fly.
Synaptic controls, neuromuscular amplification, flight capability. You're Batman.
I was Batman.
The batarangs, which are the cool little things that Batman always throws, come right out of the suit. And the suit actually can connect right to the car, which is a very cool thing. But as you notice, there's no cape. So the cape is gone, which is big, and the ears are about twice as pointy.
Ears are too long, and I missed the cape, but not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
There's a two-way communications link through the Batman suit so that Bruce can actually see what Terry sees through his eyes. And so he stays in the Batcave and monitors Terry's activities from inside the Batcave.
Any word yet?
No activity in the last 24 hours. How does the Joker make his comeback?
We tried to figure out a really interesting way of bringing him back into the future world of Batman Beyond, and we came up with, I think, was a pretty interesting gimmick on how to do that. It also has a flashback segment that explains what happened to the Joker in the past. It actually details Batman's final battle with the Joker, which is something I'm sure the fans are really curious about.
Batman Beyond was seen as an updating of the whole Batman legend.
This is much more next generation.
And musically, we wanted to try something a little bit different too.
It's like an MTV video done to animation.
We actually found an opportunity to include some current artists with the soundtrack, one being Mephisto Odyssey, featuring a collaboration with Static X.
We're all big movie fanatics, and it's definitely a bit of a dream come true.
It's tension and release is the key in music and in film, I think.
Tell me about the making of the music video.
Jeez, look at the sets. Look at this outfit.
Allows you to film these portions and be able to drop them into the miniature.
Roll camera, please.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd was an interesting experiment because his style is, being more in the traditional blues, is a little bit further from the total headbanging heavy metal that we do for the show. So we just made a new hybrid where we'll have the orchestra, we'll have the heavy metal, we'll have the techno sound that we've had with the show, and then Kenny's very unique blues voice on top of it.
So there's this melody that keeps going through the whole, the da-da-da-da. Because that's kind of the Batman Beyond theme, at the very, very beginning, if you could do something similar to that. I think the energy level could be a little bit higher so that when it really kicks in at the very end, you can just totally go crazy.
The Batman people called me and asked me to do the new movie. And, you know, I mean, I've been a big Batman fan most of my life, and the lead singer of my band is a huge comic book fan, so he was really excited for me when the offer came up. And, you know, I could be able to show my grandkids a Batman movie with my music on it, so that's cool.
For Batman fans, this doesn't necessarily tie up a bunch of loose ends, but it incorporates so much of the old show and the Batman legend that it's a fantastic movie. I mean, it kind of ties everything together in such an interesting way with the past and the future and old villains meeting new villains and old heroes meeting new heroes. And I remember reading the script and just like jumping up and down. I mean, it's fantastic.
I never suspected that this is the way it was going to evolve. I don't think any of us did. It's fascinating. It's a really interesting concept, and I think the fans are going to love it.